Hello, Dinkim. Kakunu metata no kofuma. So there's something I really want to quickly share with you. Something that came up during a private session this weekend that I feel is very important, but also very relegated to the backseat. It is the place for beauty while healing. And if you've just started your healing journey, I want you to keep that in mind. This is something very important, but often relegated to the back seat all the time. We don't remember that there's a place for this, but there is. Because you need to pour into yourself. There are parts of you that is starving. There are certain parts of you that are starving. So you need to pour love into those things, into those parts of you. Okay? So keep that in mind if you've just started your healing journey, that there is a place for beauty while healing. I'm talking about this beauty, this place for beauty. I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about men as well. Because there's a time where you grow into yourself. That time where young men stop running around, they start getting haircuts frequently. Their clothes are neater. They don't want to play with, sand anymore. They are growing into themselves. They are becoming. That's the time of your life in a soul Colombia. Hamatan told him my truth. I don't know why. In a soul Colombia, right? But half the time, a lot of people skip that phrase because there is simply no time for that. Right? When you're thinking of simply existing and being here, there is no time to think of those sort of things. Those things are looked at as frivolities. Okay? And also for women, there's that time where you begin to pay more attention to yourself, to your appearance, to how you want to present, getting to know excuse me please, getting to know this woman that you're becoming, this person, this body, getting to understand your body, getting to know. But you're busy being the adult, being the responsible one, doing so many things that you don't have the time to explore this phase because you're in survival mode. You're here, you just want to exist, you just want to be here, you don't want to, you're just busy surviving. And when you're in constant survival mode, there is no time to sit and breathe and think of beauty. So your body is already starved of that attention, of that love, of that small time that you used to go and look at the mirror and say, looks like I can do my bro. The phase that you're supposed to grow into your wabo, you need lecture, you need feature, you need maybe see, be like, oh no, I don't want someone to touch my feet, or I want to do like this, but you don't have the time to, you didn't have the time to explore that phase. So your body is starved of all of that. And that is why there's a time and place for beauty. But when you're in constant survival mode, it's understandable that those are not the things that come to the forefront of your mind. You don't even understand why and if they are important, because all you're thinking about is, how do I get through today? How do I get through tomorrow? You're constantly swinging. And even when things or people try to help you, you don't see it because you're always fighting, you're always swinging. You're trying to just survive. You don't have the time to sit and breathe and explore what life is really about for that stage of life where you are. It brings me to the second part. Even as adults, right? During some sessions, I find that a lot of us put ourselves in boxes. We have these expectations. And, like the popular phrase will say, do you mean me well? So I ask people when we get to that place where I'm like, come, do you mean yourself well? This does not actively translate to you loving yourself. If you put yourself in this kind of box and you say you love yourself, it's very contradictory and self-sabotaging because the two don't match. Your talk and your actions don't match. Your talk and your action has to match. So if you say that you love yourself and the actions that you take are actions that do not, it's time to now ask yourself, do I mean me well? Okay, and because we don't know better, right, we continue to even think that, okay, maybe this is not important, maybe I should brush it off, and all of that. But as you begin this phase where you're healing correctly and you're growing correctly and you have all of the things that you need, the nutrients that you need to grow properly, where you're unlearning, when you have begun your healing journey, you're unlearning, relearning, you know, and pouring back into yourself all things, all the, taking care of yourself, pouring back into yourself, all the places and parts of you that you've neglected, bringing them back so that they're a part of you and you're whole, accepting the ones that you're ashamed of, and all of those sort of things. When you get to that point, that's when you know that, okay, the journey has really, really, really begun. But sometimes you might, like, call it a relapse, because these are learned patterns. You might fall back into a pattern that you're trying to break. The thing is, you don't give up, you don't lose hope. You just continue to move and make progress, no matter how small. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's just a tiny, as long as it's progress. All right, so like you already know, I am here so that you can lead a more prosperous life. And if you need me to help you facilitate your healing journey in a way that is practical and healthy, I'm the person for you. Let me hold your hand while you are on this journey. Okay? Rodolfma, know that you matter and you're loved.